Don't ever question, don't ever, I don't know, or I can't, or don't ever be negative.
You go in there, full force. You don't even have that mindset that you're not gonna. You go in there.
The mentality is what's gonna make things happen. Is having that mentality to never give up.
We are moving forward. We're gonna keep on going. There is no stopping us. So we're gonna keep on getting bigger. Time to get up, face the day, eat, train, sleep.
Rich Piana's insecurities unveiled. You've probably seen those crazy videos of Rich Piana. He's the guy who's built like a tank and boasts about being a genius entrepreneur, a muscle authority, and a muscle wizard. But take a closer look and you'll realize that there's more to Rich than just bulging biceps and catchy catchphrases. Many bodybuilders believe that beneath all the muscles and bravado, Rich Piana was a deeply insecure guy. One of the standout features of Rich Piana's character was his delusional behavior. He'd make outrageous claims that had other bodybuilders scratching their heads. He'd boast about eating 9,000 calories a day, but in reality, he didn't. In fact, he even admitted to not consuming that much in an interview. This kind of exaggeration left people questioning whether he was more interested in building muscle or building his image. To some, these claims seemed delusional, like he was living in a fantasy world of his own creation. But the critiques of Rich Piana's mindset ran deeper than just dietary exaggerations. The bodybuilding community often pointed to his statements about slaying it and his relentless pursuit of an unattainable image as signs of a weak mindset. He was constantly chasing perfection, and his own words reflected his insecurities.
That they make on their own. The truth of the matter is, you really have to believe what you're doing.
I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep going on and on and on and on. Shit's never gonna stop.
Basically what we're taught, we're gonna graduate from high school, we're gonna go to college, we're gonna get a degree.
You'd hear him talk about his obsession with being The Rock famous, which hinted at a desire for external validation. It seemed like nothing was ever good enough for him, a sure sign of insecurity. Another thing that raised eyebrows was Rich's use of cosmetic contact lenses, tanning injections, steroids, and even PMMA in his arms. The fact that he resorted to these measures to meet his own standards painted a picture of a guy deeply unsatisfied with his true self. Some in the bodybuilding community saw these actions as desperate attempts to fit into a mold that was impossible to achieve naturally. In the end, the consensus among bodybuilders was that Rich Piana's insecurities were glaringly evident. His delusional claims, along with his relentless pursuit of a larger-than-life image, indicated a mindset that was far from the rock-solid confidence he portrayed. It goes to show that even in the world of bodybuilding, where physical strength is celebrated, inner insecurities can play a significant role in shaping a person's actions and decisions.
Most people know deep down inside is, eating good food is the best scenario. Doing something maybe not 100% correctly, but they truly believe in their mind.
You're weak-minded and you're never going to accomplish your goals, because I'm telling you right now.
The search for acceptance. Rich Piana was a man on a relentless quest for something that often seemed out of reach: external validation and acceptance. His obsession with appearance and muscle size was in many ways a reflection of this deep-seated need to be admired, recognized, and celebrated by the world at large. The most striking aspect of Rich's journey was his relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal. He was a massive figure in the bodybuilding world, boasting arms measuring over 20 inches and pushing his body to the extremes. To many, it was evident that he was trying to fit into a mold that was practically impossible to achieve naturally. This obsession with appearance and muscle size went beyond a passion for bodybuilding. It was more about creating an image that he believed would finally grant him the external validation he craved. However, the pursuit of an ideal that's beyond reach often leads to extreme measures, and Rich Piana was no exception. One of the most controversial aspects of Rich Piana's quest for a massive physique was the PMMA controversy. The allegations and evidence suggesting that he used PMMA injections in his arms raised questions about the lengths he was willing to go to achieve his desired image. PMMA is typically used as a synthetic resin for various applications, including butt and lip implants. Rich's choice to use it in his arms was seen by many as a drastic and risky measure to attain the massive size he longed for. Examining the potential motivations behind such drastic measures is key to understanding Rich Piana's complex character. It's likely that his relentless pursuit of external validation played a significant role in his decision to resort to PMMA. By inflating his arms to extreme proportions, he may have believed he could solidify his status as a unique and awe-inspiring figure in the world of bodybuilding. However, this choice also underscored his deep-seated insecurities and the extent to which he was willing to go to meet his own standards and achieve the acceptance he desired.
Don't ever question, don't ever, I don't know, or I can't, or don't ever be negative.
You go in there, full force. You don't even have that mindset that you're not gonna. You go in there.
The mentality is what's going to make things happen. Is having that mentality to never give up.
We are moving forward. We're going to keep on going. There is no stopping us. So we're going to keep on getting bigger.
The dark side of success. Rich Piana's journey in the world of bodybuilding and fitness took a dramatic turn when he achieved a level of fame that few in the industry ever reach. While fame is often perceived as the pinnacle of success, it had a dark side for Rich, exacerbating his insecurities in ways that became increasingly evident. As Rich Piana's fame grew, so did the expectations and demands placed upon him. He had to maintain an image that was larger than life, both physically and in terms of his public persona. This, however, was no easy feat. The pressure to meet the expectations of a rapidly expanding fan base and the constant need to stay in the public eye took a toll on him. While the world saw a muscular and confident figure, Rich was grappling with self-doubt and the fear of not being good enough. The very fame that seemed like a dream come true for him turned into a nightmare as he struggled to maintain the image he had created. As his insecurities deepened, Rich Piana turned to self-destructive coping mechanisms. Recreational drug use became a means of escape from the overwhelming pressures and the inner turmoil that fame had brought into his life. This pattern of using drugs as a means of coping with stress and insecurities took a toll on his physical and mental health, impacting both his career and personal life. The incident where an intoxicated Piana used racial slurs in a phone call was just one example of how his coping mechanisms could lead to controversy and backlash.
Time to get up, face the day, eat, train, sleep.
Trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, what they want to become, what kind of job they want to get.
I get the question asked all the time to me, hey, what kind of protein shakes do you take?
Questioning Rich Piana's advice. Rich Piana, despite his immense popularity in the fitness world, faced criticism for certain aspects of the advice he provided to his followers. His fitness guidance was not without its flaws and contradictions, raising questions within the bodybuilding community. One of the most glaring issues was the extreme claims he made about his dietary habits. Piana frequently boasted about consuming a staggering 9,000 calories a day. While this may have sounded impressive to some, it was considered highly questionable by many experts in the field. Such an extreme caloric intake goes far beyond what is practical or necessary for the average person, leading to concerns about the accuracy and effectiveness of his dietary recommendations. Additionally, Piana's promotion of feeder workouts also faced scrutiny. These workouts, characterized by high repetition, low-weight exercises, were touted by Piana as a method to stimulate muscle growth. However, many in the fitness community raised doubts about the scientific basis of this approach and its true effectiveness. Some viewed it as a fad or gimmick rather than a proven training method.
The morning time is, well, next to training, of course, is eating. I love to eat.
Knowing that you never have to ever think about how you're going to pay for this, how you're going to pay for that. 30 years, I've been training pretty much nonstop, every day. I don't miss workouts. I don't miss meals.
They're taking steroids. They're taking more drugs than me. That's why they're up on the list. No.
Furthermore, Rich Piana's approach contained contradictions. While he frequently emphasized the importance of consuming real food for muscle growth and overall health, he was also seen actively promoting and consuming his own branded protein shakes. This contradiction left followers questioning the authenticity of his recommendations. It appeared as though commercial interests might have influenced his messaging, as his line of supplements, including protein shakes, contradicted his advocacy for real food. These inconsistencies in his approach led to a perception that his fitness advice may not have always aligned with his true beliefs. This discrepancy between his words and actions left some followers skeptical about the legitimacy and practicality of his guidance.
Bodybuilding is a great sport. Put a certain amount of time in that, put time and energy in other things. You know, they get stuck in a 9-to-5 job. They're making enough money to get by. And what do? They just stay there.
People don't like to think, they like to ask. And they don't have enough confidence.
The secret to getting big, well, there isn't much of a secret. Sorry.
Rich Piana's legacy. Rich Piana's legacy offers profound lessons on the consequences of insecurity and the relentless pursuit of an unattainable image. His deep-rooted insecurities had a substantial impact on his life, driving him to make choices that compromised his physical health and mental well-being. The pursuit of external validation and fame intensified these insecurities, creating unrealistic expectations that were difficult to meet. Rich's story highlights that external success does not necessarily lead to inner fulfillment. Despite his fame, he grappled with self-doubt, underscoring the importance of seeking contentment within oneself rather than chasing external recognition. It serves as a cautionary tale on the high cost of insecurity and the dangers of perfectionism.
You know, it's very important to believe. If you're doing something, you're not 100% confident in what you're doing, you're going to fail.
You know, you only sleep 5 hours a night? Well, then sleep 4 and cook your meals. You know? Sorry.
A lot of people, you know, don't understand that my stuff is motivational for everybody in eating real food. You know, food is always best. A supplement will never take the place of food.
That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.